Okay, I think we are live. Let's transition here. All right, my friends, welcome back to another Linux A-Team right here on the Total OS Today Technology channel featuring the best of our Linux world. Before I begin, if I may, I wanted to start by giving a quick shout out and my deepest gratitude and respect to all of the doctors, nurses, all medical personnel, not just here in the States, but around the world. For what I've seen and for what my dad is telling me, calling in from South Italia, these terrific miracle workers are going through hell right now, trying to keep people safe and alive as best as possible. These people had my respect before, much more so now. What can I say except thank you? You guys deserve the very best. If there's anything I can do, if a doctor, a nurse, or a medical worker needs a voice or a platform here on YouTube to share your experiences, let me know. This is normally not a doctor or a virus. Well, we talk about computer viruses, but that's not the same. This is normally not a medical channel, but at this point I don't care. Whatever I can do to chip in, because that's what this community is all about. So once again, to all the medical personnel around the world, thank you so much for what you do. Steve, if you want to say something, go ahead.
Oh, very much so. It's a very rough situation right now for them. No masks, no respirators. It's a really rough time. So
Yeah, it is.
guys, put pressure on your president, and let's see what we can get going.
Yeah, this country is much better. We can do much better than what we've been doing. Anyway, Ben, what do you have to say?
Well, all I can say, Toss, is that, God bless to all of them looking out for our health, and we need all the support we can get for them right now because they are pushing their guts to get all of us feeling better through this horrible situation, and we need all the support for them we can get. So people, please keep these guys going. Do what you gotta do. Just keep them going. Thank you.
Yeah. If anybody in the profession wants to send me an email, feel free. I have friends and family who are in the medical business, and anyway, I understand. So, okay, let's move on with the show. As you can see, I have my returning champions. I have Steve, Big Papa Peppermint Linux. I think he's Linux Mint now. Steve.
Yes.
Well, just tonight.
Okay.
Just today.
Yeah. Okay. And Ben's on the flavor Linux of the week. I don't know, what is the flavor of the week, Ben, for you?
Hopefully for a more permanent basis, I am on I'm on Storm OS, my own custom version of Arch.
Okay.
And was helped out greatly by the great Silent Robot and the creator of the great Salient OS, also based on Arch. So thank you to Silent for that. Helped me out there.
Okay.
It was appreciated, and hopefully that will be my new daily driver for the long foreseeable future.
Okay.
And
Very
also
good.
Kudos to my buddy Seeker for helping customize it, getting it looking cool and everything. So thank you.
Okay.
So that is hopefully my foreseeable daily driver for a long time now.
Okay. Well, I always like to give a quick shout out to all the Ubuntu users out there and Ubuntu base users. Well, you know I got to do that, right? Because I use Ubuntu Mate, but tonight I have a confession. I'm using Windows 10. I had to do some updates. It seems stable enough. But normally I use Ubuntu Mate. I do. And to all my Arch user friends, I love you too. So, anyway. All right, so tonight's topic is your favorite, best software that you use. I guess I'll get it started. There are 3 pieces of software that I use constantly, like 7 days a week. One of them is OBS Studio.
Yes.
Cross-platform for Windows 10, Linux, and Mac. Great piece of software. Been using it for years. Obviously for screencasting, screen recording. What
Yeah.
would I do without it? I'm not really sure. But it's something I use both in Windows and in Linux. I'm using it now. I forgot to hit the recorder, but that's okay because YouTube saves it and I'll have to download this later. But
Yes.
top of my list has to be OBS Studio. So if you are a Mac or Linux or Windows user, I'm assuming it's stable in all three. I don't have a Mac, at least not yet. But in Windows and Linux, I've never had a problem with it. I don't recall it ever crashing once. Not that I
Wow.
recall. So OBS Studio has to be top of my list. After I use OBS Studio, I use something called Kdenlive to edit all of this. I don't usually edit the live streams. Once they're done, they are done. But yeah, Kdenlive has been my go-to for years. I use it sometimes in Windows. I believe it's in beta still. I'm not sure for Windows 10. In Windows, I use something called Shotcut. That's my backup video editor for Windows. But in Linux, I use only Kdenlive because that seems to be the only one that's stable enough and reliable enough most of the time, if not all the time, to edit all the videos. It just works. I believe it's something that is simple to learn for beginners, full featured, and it's fast. So if you have an older machine, but not too old, you can use Kdenlive to render all your videos after you do all the cuts and all that. So Kdenlive has to be second on my list. And last but not least, once I edit all the videos, I play them back in VLC. Again, that's another cross-platform piece of software. It's never let me down. Never let me down for music and video. It comes with everything that you need, and it just works. So my top three, I mean, I have a lot more, but my top three is OBS Studio, Kdenlive, VLC. So Steve, what's your top three?
Well, in using my computer, I mean, those things are important for doing the channel, right? Basically, but I use Flowblade as my video editor. Kdenlive, I've not had a whole lot of luck with. But as far as the software that I really want on my computer when I first install it, probably one of my number one is KDE Connect. That is a great tool to have. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with your Apple devices. Yeah, and but it's great that when I have it on, I don't have to have my phone with me. Messages show up. I see if there's an email that pops up, anything that I want to respond to at the time. KDE Connect is really fantastic to use. I just started using a one that has really helped me with networking my computer and sharing files. It's called um, uh, here. Let me double check for a second. I'm going my old timer moment. Um, it is SyncThing. And I tried Samba, could never get Samba to work right. SyncThing, and now is on four of my computers at home. I can actually install it if I wanted to on my wife's computer, and I'm able to share files. I drop it in a sync file, and it will pop up on any one of my computers now that I need to get it. I was using Google Drive to have to do that, but SyncThing is a really nice program to add.
Nice. Yeah.
So for productivity, it's really good because a lot of times I'll be downstairs on my laptop and I'll be working on a thumbnail or something from a YouTube video on GIMP here, and then but I end up throwing it on OBS because I'll go upstairs and do my streaming or that on there, and I would either have to either put it on USB or throw it up on Google Drive, then download it from Google Drive. Now I just throw it in a sync file. I go upstairs and it's on my computer up there waiting.
Okay.
Um,
Anything else?
Let's see. And of course, being on Peppermint, for me, it's the ice application.
Of course.
I love the way that, you can just turn pretty much any website into an app. And it just makes it feel like an app. It's really a nifty thing, and the fact that now you can use 4 different browsers to set up your ICE application: Chrome, Chromium, Firefox, and Vivaldi.
Steve needs a new theme song. Ice, ice, baby. Dun 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 dun. Very good. Ben, what are your 3 top
3 top
best software
Well,
that you use all the time,
one
no
of
matter
the-
what flavor of Linux that you
Well,
use?
one of them has to be Discord, probably.
Okay.
Discord, I love Discord. I'm on it every day, frequently. It's a great social media app. If you guys haven't checked it out, please do. I always check it out daily. I'm in more Discord servers than I can care to shake a stick at, but yeah, that's one of my favorite social messaging apps.
Okay.
Good voice, video, text, chat, the whole shebang. That's But other than that, that's one of the biggest apps that I use every day. It's on my iPhone. It's on Android as well. It's on Mac, Windows, Linux, all of them. Works great. And another one I use is Lutris. Good Windows and other gaming software app. Works very good on a lot of different Linux platforms. And the third one I'd have to say would probably be Chromium. So that's my preferred browser. It's a great open source alternative to Google's Chrome. And I'm going to throw a fourth one in there, one of Toss's and Steve's favorite, OBS.
There you
So,
go.
yeah, those are my 3
Mhm.
or 4 top Linux and other operating system apps. So back to you, Toss.
Yeah, I mean, all good. I mean, I was gonna joke. My number 1 Linux software, best one, is Ubuntu Mate. The whole thing. But I guess that would be a topic for best distros. Maybe next week or in 2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe we can do that
Our
next
best
time.
Linux distributions. But the one thing about Ubuntu Mate is obviously the core system or the core software that comes with it works, and then whatever I add, for example, OBS Studio, VLC, Audacity, Kdenlive, Live, a few more others. Once I install them, I either install them from the repositories or as a snap package. Now, sometimes the snap package is better than the non-snap package. Personally, I don't care. I use whatever works because I don't want to spend hours trying to fix a bug or find a solution or add this or add that or add a dependency. I just want it to work. You know what I mean? Especially when I'm editing video, it just takes hours, and it's not fun anymore, really. The shows are fun, but editing video, it just isn't. It's because it's so time consuming. Or doing a podcast. But that being said, I think probably I'm speculating that most users, whether they use Linux, Mac, or Windows, have more or less the same common core favorite best software that they use, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, VLC. If you're a content creator, I'm willing to bet 99% of content creators on YouTube, especially if you're Linux, you're probably using OBS Studio. Now, if you're a top tier channel with a gazillion subscribers and millions of dollars in sponsorships, you're probably using paid software versus OBS Studio. You don't have to, because I think OBS Studio is quite professional for what it does. But I'm speculating that across the board, if I could do a poll, the people, mom and pop, will say are probably using the same type of software over and over again, if I had to guess. Yeah. I am looking at the comments here quickly. If there are people in the chat who have wanted to say something about your favorite pieces of software, please do, and I'll mention them. But over the years, I keep going back to at least those 3, because they just work. And I have other ones that, like for music, I'll use Rhythmbox. It's fine, but it doesn't do video. I use Audacity, a lightweight music player, but it doesn't do video. And I keep going back to my default VLC because it just works. I don't have to adjust anything. It has a lot of extras like, graphic equalizer, compressor, if you're playing video, some kind of a movie or video, you can adjust the brightness. And it's full featured. And VLC has been around 25 years, maybe. I remember that in my Windows days, Windows XP days, or Windows 98 days, right? So I have to give a shout out to all the creators out there who create these pieces of software that just keeps working year after year after year. And of course, all the folks, the developers who make your favorite Linux-based operating system, Martin Wimpress from Ubuntu Mate, and the team at Ubuntu. Hats off, a salute, cheers. I should have brought my glass of wine from upstairs, but I'm drinking. So I actually have a gallon of red wine upstairs. I haven't touched it in a while. Somebody misses Winamp. I remember Winamp.
That
Absolutely.
was a good player.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
The one player that I always regretted was Real Player.
I remember Real Player. Yeah.
It was.
I don't think there's too many pieces of software in Linux that I regret. Well, the ones that always crashed, I suppose I regret. I won't mention names. But usually after multiple crashes, I just stop using, so I have no more regrets. Haha. But using
iTunes
software
is a
that
good
just
one.
works is iTunes. Okay. Yeah, I have
iTunes is
used
a
that
good
when
one.
I use Windows. I don't use Windows as much now. Shut up, Steve. iTunes is fine. For what it does.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Yeah, I mean, unless you use Apple device, which is
Well, actually, I have an iPad Mini that still works. I think it's the first gen, but I don't use iTunes.
Yeah.
But I use something called CopyTrans.
oh yeah,
That's
a good
lightweight,
software.
and I use that to transfer music. And I usually bring my iPad Mini to the beach, or not the beach, but the pool, if we can open it this summer, to play my music.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, iTunes is fine. Nothing against iTunes, but since I don't use my iPad Mini, like I use it maybe 3 months out of the year, I use CopyTrans. Charlie's in the house. Charlie, welcome. It's been a while since we've had you on. You use SM Player. I've heard of SM Player. Celluloid. Celluloid. Is that new? That rings a bell. Not sure what that is.
Yeah.
I think it works with MPV Player.
I'm not sure.
It's a smaller
I've heard
version.
it. I'm trying to think where I've heard that before.
We got Dolphin in the house. Anna Rita showed up.
Hey, Dolphin, Mr.
Very good.
MX.
LQ, LQ Larry had asked, what kind of terminal do you use?
I don't really have
Just whatever's on the system?
I'm not into terminal things like who's at the terminal? DT. He's
Yeah.
into terminal
Yeah,
stuff.
Mr. DT.
He really loves to dive into that terminal and get into the nitty gritty advanced stuff, and it looks cool. I'm not into that personally. Whatever comes with the system, I don't.
Yeah.
See, in the beginning, when I first started learning Linux, you really had to dive into the terminal quite a bit. But nowadays, if you are a new user, you really don't have to use a terminal. You should learn it. But because some of these newbie systems are just fantastic, you don't have to use the terminal. But not that it's difficult to learn. But I just use whatever comes with the system, Steve, yeah. Because I just don't use it that much. I don't have to. It's more or less playing with it, just like I'm doing something extra for my system. You really aren't, So, but, yeah, so I'm not a big terminal guy. That would be DT, and his favorite music player is Dead Beef. I still got a kick out of that name.
We have an STL raid going on.
Very good. That's right. I guess everybody who watches Switch has a problem with Cockroach using raid spray. Ha! No, just kidding. Just kidding. Welcome everybody from STL.
Welcome.
Anna Rita, welcome.
Howdy, Anna Rita.
Simple Tech, welcome. And welcome everybody here. I Again, those of you who, if anybody here watching ever wants to join in on these live shows, send me an email, because right now the only invitations I send out is through my email list, through PayPal and Patreon, and that's it. I don't solicit emails. I don't share emails. So unless I get an email from you guys, once I send out the invitations before showtime, that's it. Just to let you know. So
Yeah. Once the start time rolls around, you're locked in.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
John Kunai is in the house. John, your name does not ring a bell. If you are new, everybody say hello to John.
Hello, John.
Howdy, John.
Welcome to the stream.
Hold on.
It's good to have everybody here for
I'm
this
just
Friday
pulling up the
evening.
chat rooms.
If there's a question, if there is somebody new watching, I always ask this. Don't be shy if you have a question. If you're stuck on something, whether it's Windows, Linux, or Mac, Ben would be the Mac guy.
I'll be the Mac guy to
Yeah.
answer most
We have
Mac
Galvano
questions. I can't
says.
answer all of them.
Galvano says, "Ciao ragazzi." Hello, guys. Yep.
Hello, Galvano.
Speaking of
Hello,
Italian,
Galvano.
I was watching something right before I came on. In Italy, they're doing virtual church or virtual masses. So a priest went on Facebook Live to do his virtual mass. He left the Facebook filters on. So as he's giving his sermon, you have these cartoon characters popping up like he's wearing a cartoon mask. It's snowing.
Oh,
He realized that after we started the live, it's all in good fun, but yeah, it looked cartoonish, you know. So those of you in Italy, number one, God bless all you people there. My dad's there in the South. He's okay. I know you guys are going through a tough time there with this virus thingy. But anyway, I found that to be the most unusual Sunday Mass I've ever seen. So, Commodore 64 says Chromebooks have too short of a lifespan. Well, you're going to get up to 6.5 years, if not more. What more do you want for a $200 machine?
Yeah.
Not bad, you know.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it could be better, but it's not bad.
Speaking of a fantastic piece of software, Chrome OS.
Yeah, Chrome OS is pretty good.
It's very good. Yeah.
I didn't like it, but
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, I use it. I use my Chromebook more than my ThinkPads now. Nothing wrong with the ThinkPads, but there's just something about, open up the lid, log in, bam, and I'm on. So
Yeah. Instant on is a
instant on
If
is
you're watching
very.
videos. It's the emails. It's perfect for that.
Yes.
It's
Got a lot of
not
add-ons that you can
convenient.
try to do stuff with it, but a lot of the add-ons, especially if you want them really to do something, like if you're doing, let's see, was it Screencastify? If you want to capture your screen,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we
That's
do
what
with
I
OBS,
use. Yeah. Yeah.
Experience Quarter, you get 10 minutes on the free, so you can just start it up
Okay.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
yeah.
have to pay if you want.
Yeah.
You want it to go longer.
And that's fine. I use Screencastify for the short. I've done a little short tutorials and things on Chromebooks, like less than 5 minutes, and that's all I need. Thank you, Simple Tech, for the super chat. Thank you very kindly. Yeah, the 10-minute. But I think, speaking of OBS Studio, I think somebody was able to install OBS on a Chromebook, which is great. I think through the terminal commands.
Yeah.
But somebody's saying the Chromebooks are limited. Not so much anymore. If you buy one of the high-end ones, you can do a lot. You would be surprised. They're not just web-based. I mean, they mostly are, but not so much anymore.
Steve Goodix says he just picked up an i5 6600, 8 gigabytes of RAM Chromebook for his kids to use for school. It's actually very nice.
Nice. Yeah, the Acer that I have has the stereo speakers on the top, on the side of the keyboard. They sound terrific.
That's not bad.
Awesome. Let me ask you guys something. Let me flip the question. And what's the most unusual pieces of software that you guys have tried? Something
I
that,
guess I would,
Good question.
define unusual.
like an unusual terminal.
Yeah, no. I mean, the wildest I gotten, I've installed the XFCE terminal on top of it because you can do the drop down, and I like that.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
the,
Okay.
But as far as kind of weird,
Or unusual, yeah.
I don't know. I think that's got to be saved for DistroTube, but he's got some
Yeah.
pretty unusual
Yeah,
stuff.
He
he's got
uses-
some wacky stuff. That guy.
I would say the most unusual one I've installed was, I think it's called C Matrix in the terminal. It gives you that matrix drop down.
Yeah, I've
yeah.
done that too. That's
It
a
looks
nice
cool.
piece
It
of
doesn't really do anything else. It just looks cool in the background. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
stuff. Hey, Timmy boy.
Oh, jeez, here we go with
Tim,
Mickey Mouse
you're-
again.
you're
Will you
chipmunk
reset?
again.
You sound like Mickey Mouse again, Tim.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Thank you for the entertaining jab, but you sound like it's happened before.
It sounds like
Mickey,
it sounds like Alvin
he
is-
sounds like chipmunks.
yeah, it sounds like Alvin.
Alvin, I know. We really are professionals here most of the time, folks. Just want to let you know.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Well, speaking of unusual software, Tim is using the Chipmunk.
The chipmunk mic.
This happened before. How did you fix it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. This was like.
Wow.
I'm having a good
Hello,
time. If you want to keep
John.
talking like Alvin, I'm all good with that. But
Of course he does.
Is there a helium tank there?
you
Tim?
fixed it. You know what's funny? I remember now. It was me, him, and somebody else. It was on a Saturday night, and I said, "Tim, you're running for political office. Try to convince me. You ain't got my vote, man. No."
Jesus. Poor guy can't get
No,
nowhere.
it happened. I think he had to reboot his system or something. I'm not really sure,
Got to
but
do something.
Tim, come back. Tim is a longtime supporter
Tim's
of the
about
channel.
it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tim. I want you to
Yes,
come
yeah.
back, buddy. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah,
You know.
he's got some crap.
yeah, it's funny. So what was my question? Most unusual software? Probably C Matrix. That game, the Tux Racer, I think it's called, with the go-karts.
Extreme Tux Racer.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of, I guess it's kind of unusual. I like it when you're racing and you're whacking the guy with the fly swatter, whatever it is.
Back in the game.
That's funny too. Let me go back to the chat here. Yes, that was hilarious.
That was too.
Um,
Poor Tim can't get into the show.
I think what happened last time, Tim had just came out of suspend on his machine or something. I think that's what it was. Maybe I'm wrong. So he had to
Maybe,
reboot. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Anarita had a Blueberry Playbook tablet. Oh, okay. All right. Tim, let's see if you're normal.
Oh, nope.
I don't hear you now.
Oh, jeepers.
Oh, geez. Here we go, chipmunks again. I think last time you were suspended on your and you came out of suspend and it did it.
Oh, poor guy. Sounds like Alvin and the Chimpies.
Yeah. it's terrific.
This is terrific.
Well, I've never heard that really happen to anybody before.
No, the last time was me and somebody else, Tim, and you saying that you just came out of suspend or hibernation or something, right? And you had to reboot the computer, and that's
Well,
how you.
actually, Tim just found a cure to COVID-19. Helium.
Chipmunk.
Helium. Yes,
Yeah,
that's the cure.
you know,
Yes.
gets your throat and
All right. Well, hopefully he
Poor
can
guy
jump on
can't get
again. I
his
feel
eye
bad. Yeah. I did see something funny on Facebook. Speaking of jokes, there was you have these two ETs in space looking down at the Earth, and one ET says, "How did all the Earthlings die?" And this partner says, "Well, they bought all of the toilet paper and they wiped themselves out." La-da-dee-dee-da-dee-dee. Hey, it's a family channel, okay?
for toss.
Ooh.
Or I ran out of toilet paper and I'm using lettuce leaves to wipe myself. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Oh,
dear God, man.
Iceberg lettuce, get it? Okay, all right, okay.
Skybear says on old Mac. Is that what Tim's got his system on? Because he's running Antics, right?
I think.
Skybear says on old Macs they had an issue with microphones after streaming
Yeah.
over 30
Yeah.
minutes. It could be buffer overrun.
No, I
Isn't
think
that
he
a
should.
bad-
I think he's on Antics or MX, one or the other. All right, Ron. Chuck Norris got the virus, and what's the punchline?
That would be no punch.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's the punchline
virus
because he's
decided
so tough. Oh, the
virus
virus decided to self-isolate.
self-isolate.
That's one for Dolphin. I'm going to mark that down because I have 0 for tonight. Okay, all right, very good. So the virus self-isolated. Okay, good one. Yeah, yeah. When Chuck Norris goes swimming in the ocean, the sharks are in cages. Ba-da-boom. Psh.
What's up, Tom? How you doing tonight?
Anyway, your house got toilet paper last night. It's been appraised at $875,000. Good one.
Yeah, around here for the is it I don't know if they call it the cheerleader squad for the local high school. When a girl gets initiated, they go and TP the house.
Okay.
Haven't seen that happen. Well, of course, school's not in session right now because it's all out.
Yesterday, my friend and I were driving down the Ohio River. My friend who's running for state rep, so he's straightening up his signs because now the Ohio election's back on again at the end of the month or at the end of April. Anyway, so we stopped at a gas station. He says, hang on, man, I'll grab something. Okay, so I waited in the car. He comes out with the drink and a 4-pack of toilet paper. He doesn't offer me the drink, but he offers me the toilet paper. I'm like, no, thank you. It was a joke, But what's this world coming to, man?
Yeah, so today where a box was held up by a stick with a roll of toilet paper underneath it and said, "Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting hoarders."
Oh,
Bada
good.
bing. All right. So what were we talking about? Unusual software. Yeah, for me it was C Matrix. Trying to think if there's anything else that I've tried that was weird or unusual. I don't experiment as much as I used to installing software because I'm afraid it'll break my system. I'll have to reinstall it. Because once I have it, see my Linux Mint or my Ubuntu systems, once I have it set up the way I want it, I'm not into customizations that much or different fonts or once I have it set, I leave it because I'm scared I'll break something. All right, let's see if Tim is back to normal. Are you back to normal, Tim?
I'm trying.
Great!
It worked.
Okay.
I need a soundboard.
Yay.
Tim,
I
what
don't
did you
know,
do to fix it?
Shut the computer off and turn it back on.
Okay. I think that's what you did last time. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but I didn't have it on suspend this time.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Which system are you running again?
MX, the 19.
Run with the Dolphin. Maybe you know why his voice sounded like chipmunks. I don't know.
No, this happened before. It's an old computer,
Okay.
And
Maybe
I
my
apologize
computer,
again for the last time that my what do you call it, was so dark. On the settings on my GU, VCU, whatever it was, I didn't click the button that says
Okay.
open up brightness.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, your brightness is better now.
Yeah.
Tim, we were talking about our best favorite software. We each picked our top 3 in terms of favorite software. So what's your top 3? If you had to choose your top that you use all the time.
Well, again, like I told you before, I'm just a general user. I don't have any what do you call? I don't use OBS or Photoshop or what do you call GIMP or any of that stuff. I don't need to use it. So it's just to get on with everybody. I just put on the operating systems, and again, I'm just a general user. That's
Okay.
all.
So when you play videos, which player do you use? There's a question for you. Or when you play music, do you have a favorite player?
Well, I did before. I like the VLC. I like VLC.
There you go. That's what we picked. Yeah. Okay.
I like
That's
VLC.
what we all picked, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just works. It works great.
It just works, right?
Yeah, it works.
What about a favorite web browser?
Vivaldi,
Okay.
Vivaldi.
Really?
If you can hear me,
Yeah, that's.
Hi, Joe.
can you hear me?
Right.
Okay. Hey, Joseph.
Hey, Joe. How you doing, man?
Vivaldi. I think I have Vivaldi installed. I don't use it. Nothing wrong with Vivaldi. I'm usually on Chrome. It just works all the time.
Yeah.
It's fast. It's simple. I'm using Brave too because it's fast. I like it
I
too.
like Brave.
But it's
I like
based
Brave.
off of Chrome, isn't it? So there you go. You know.
I like Brave also.
Okay.
I don't know, something about the aesthetics with Vivaldi. I just, I dig it. I was
Okay.
a big time Chrome user.
Yeah.
Still love Chrome. Still love Chrome.
Right.
But I just like Vivaldi.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay. Joe, we were picking our 3 best favorite
Take my drink.
pieces of software. What's your 3
Cheers.
favorite software?
I actually have too many, but
Okay, well, pick
one
3.
that I use a lot. One that I use a lot, believe it or not, is Clip Grab, because a lot of times I want to.
Oh, wow.
There's videos that guys put out, that I think would be good for maintaining, especially when you get like our age, you can't remember things so well. So and plus I just it's kind of nice to have a private little library to refer back to for stuff, for some of the teachings of the stuff we're doing here. Oh my God, I do use GIMP a lot.
Okay.
Quite a bit for photo editing.
Right.
Oh my gosh, and like I said, I've got a whole list. I'm looking down at my toolbar here to see too, and there's another one I tend to use a lot too. Oh my God, now I just drew a blank.
Let me toss some out for OBS Studio.
I don't, because I'm not a video creator.
Got
So
it. VLC?
I do not.
Oh, really?
I use one of the media players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chrome versus Chromium, or
And I do. I don't know if it's considered software. I use Steam a lot lately for some, just to pass the time, like I think a lot of people are doing too. But
okay.
yeah, I do Chrome. I mean, the typical browsers. I've been using Firefox more
Okay.
lately, because especially if I do go on Facebook or whatever, I like the containers,
Okay.
that it offers. So
Right.
but,
Somebody in the chat mentioned Quad Libé. That was one of the very first music players I used. It's still around. It's still being supported. Who was it, John? Quad Libé, nice looking music organizer. I use for organizing music pretty much Rhythmbox, but I do remember Quad Libet, or Libé, I guess it's pronounced. Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
John likes VirtualBox. Yeah. I haven't used it in a while, but yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
always
use that a lot,
works
too.
for Windows
VirtualBox.
and Linux.
Have you ever used VMware? I'm
Yes.
starting to learn a little bit more about that. I'm
I've
liking
used that.
it.
It seems like it's a little faster.
It's a lot faster, and actually, I think it's cleaner, and it has
Okay.
a lot more availability for features. But there is a learning curve with it. I'm
Yes,
finding.
you with VMware and Linux, you're gonna have to use the terminal to get it running. I do believe it's been a while, but yeah, not so much in
Well,
Windows.
they have a GUI. They have a GUI now.
Well, no, I mean to install it first, and then you
Oh yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
to
Yeah,
install
yeah,
it.
correct,
Sorry,
yeah.
to install it. In Windows,
Yeah.
you don't. But yeah, if you're a little more advanced, it's not hard. But to install, I do believe there's a couple extra steps I had to learn. Yeah.
Thanks to DT, though, I'm starting to go down another rabbit hole with the because of the Hugo that he was using. I wanted to start learning more about that, and you have to have like something like Visual Studio Code or something like that to work with it. I don't remember exactly what he said he uses, but I am enjoying that too as well.
Okay. Okay. We also picked one of the most unusual pieces of software that you ever install. Me, it's probably C Matrix. It gives you that matrix look, but with the digits flowing up down the terminal. Do you have like an unusual piece of software that you tried, or that's not maybe well known?
There was
Yeah.
was one called GPU Test, but it didn't play nice. I know there's some things that I had that I can't remember. Again, memory loss here, but there was something that Zeb had said that you had to run on top of that. It wasn't that important for me to run, but it was I thought it was an unusual piece of software the way it ran. You know,
Okay.
it's for basically testing. The problem is it's one of those pieces of software. I think you could do some damage on your system if you don't know what you're doing with it too.
I did talk about that. I was saying that once I have my Ubuntu Mate system or Linux Mint, whatever, set the way I want, I don't like to install extra software for fear of breaking something, you know, and
Yeah.
then take the time. I didn't mind before because I was learning about Linux and different systems and the term, but once after 10 years of distro hopping, as it were, I kind of stopped. Yeah.
I'd like to share something that
Yeah.
I experienced. I think it was yesterday on my Mint, and it was to the point where it almost pushed me into a distro hop. That's how bad it was, and it was a simple fix. And I have to thank Farron OS for jumping into Telegram because I threw my issue out in there, and it was basically a PPA clash with one of the updates that was put through for, of all things, a simple font that LibreOffice had an update come down for. And when I tried to update it, it actually somehow must have corrupted my LibreOffice. And then it said there were like 17 packages that wouldn't work or whatever. And I tried everything I could think of. And there was another gentleman on there too on Telegram that tried helping me. And then Farron says, put this in there. He says, it's a clash. It'll take care of it. And boom, I ran that. And wow, it was like right back. So I'm not really good at filing bugs. I tried looking. I was trying to see if I could file a bug or whatever. I know he reached out to Alan Pope too, which I don't know if that would have been the right direction, but maybe to help or at least get an idea. But so if somebody does have that come down, there is a PPA fix. It's kind of like a combination of commands to basically and I tried purging LibreOffice and see if I could do it, but he had basically it was I'd have to look at, I think it was a depackage command or something in there. It was just a little something I didn't have to basically rebuild it.
It was missing
and
something.
It ran and it reinstalled it, and boom, so it ran it like a fresh install, but it was fantastic.
I don't notice that as much. See, that's why sometimes the one advantage, from what I've seen, I'm not an expert on snap packages, but with snap packages, because it's all self-contained, you don't generally have that problem. Right. At least not that I've seen. I mean, I use either snap or non-snap packages. Now, sometimes in Linux and OBS Studio, I believe the snap package for OBS seems to work a little better or starts up faster for whatever reason. But yeah, I use what works. And if a snap package is better, I think for newbies, probably snaps is the way to go because you don't have to search for dependencies or would it crash this other piece of software and so on.
Yeah.
You know, because snaps is a standard, is a universal package from what I understand across distributions, right? Am I right or wrong about that? So, maybe
it's all containerized from what I understand too, purely, Alan. And that's the thing. Yeah. I've got some Flatpaks on here that run real well, and I hear, everybody says they don't like that, or I shouldn't say everybody, but there's been a lot of they're too iffy or whatever. But I noticed I tried putting GIMP in under a snap, and when I went to look at, and maybe it's my mistake for not looking hard enough, but I noticed like in the menu or the different options for doing your editing, a lot of the features weren't there. And I don't know if it was just that they weren't activated by default, like some of the other ones, like when you go in to do your cutting or your lasso or whatever, the different tools, that's why I guess that's a better term. A lot of the tools weren't there compared to what comes out of the Flatpaks or the native, so I probably should give it another look again, because I would like to start using snaps probably a little bit more. I know that Mint is kind of Flatpak based now, with 1903 or 19.3. So
right, yeah. If, like I said, if there are newbies out there and want the least amount of potential issues with installing stuff, snaps may be the way to go. Looks like Ben popped out. The most unusual or the most fun software I installed was that Tux Racer go-kart thingy game. I always get a kick with the fly swatter.
My grandson loves that.
Really? Okay.
I've got it on the test laptop.
Do you really? Oh, one of these, one of these weekends we'll have to all jump on and just try to whack each other, on the thing. But that's probably the most not weird, but the most funnest piece of software game I ever played in Linux. And that penguin racer thing, they go down the mountains, kind of kind of like a throwback to the older games, you know. But yeah, my top three piece of software, best software for me is OBS, of course, streaming now. Kden Live, to me, it's still the premier video editor for Linux, and it works in the Windows too sometimes, but I believe it's still a beta. But for Linux, yeah, it's awesome. And then lastly, VLC, because once I'm done doing the editing, I have to play it back to make sure I didn't screw it up, you know. Steve, are you muted?
Yeah, he keeps talking, but we can't hear anything.
Can't hear you.
Well, I first I sound like a chipmunk, and now we can't hear Steve.
Yeah, can't hear you, Steve. It's happening again. It's the curse of the Steve household, whatever it is. Yeah.
No, I'd still rather have Linux over anything any day of the week.
Yeah.
Any day of the week.
Hey,
yes.
Did you hear the way to get Windows to not push updates through is you got to have a pandemic.
I did. I was gonna say something. Yeah, they are pausing the feature updates, just security. Yes. They are pausing that for a while. Who knew it would take that for them to stabilize the system? Haha, you know. Tim and Joe, when I first started this stream, if you guys want to add something, but I just gave a quick shout out and gratitude to all the medical workers out there. If you know someone who wanted to say something, be my guest. I just thought I would toss that in if you want to say something. But I just said thank you to everybody. I have friends and family who are in the medical field, you know. Yeah. I thought it was appropriate to start it because I know they're going through a rough patch now. Not just
I just got family in law enforcement, so you know, your first responders.
Sure, absolutely. And, yeah.
What's happening here is just it's unbelievable.
Absolutely. If for the folks joining in late, I also offer this channel. If a nurse or doctor, whoever wants a platform or a voice to say what's happening out there, let me know. This is normally not a medical channel, but in this situation, I don't care. I will offer my channel as a voice for a nurse or doctor, whoever out there that needs to say something. So just send me an email and we'll go from there.
Yeah, my daughter's a plastics nurse, and they are still seeing critical care patients who have had reconstruction and you have to have follow-ups and things like that, or that sort of thing. So she's been still working. I know I've got a niece and a sister-in-law, and then my son-in-law's brother's wife is a nurse. So there's a lot of them out there. My wife works at a clinic part-time too, so it's been scary.
It's hard. I mean, I see the news. I mean, I don't have because it's scary too. So.
How about now?
You are good, Steve. Yeah.
Okay. I switched over to Firefox. We'll see how this thing.
Okay. Charlie, if you want to join, send me an email. I'm gonna end the stream here in about 10 minutes, but I'll wait. If you want to jump on, I know it's been a while. I think Charlie and I have done one or two videos, podcasts, or something. Maybe it was Mac. I think Charlie, you're the Mac guy. You mentioned refurbishment. I think that was you. If my memory serves me correct. I just had a birthday, but I'm not losing it yet. No, but
happy birthday too. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Charlie.
How's your father doing, by the way?
He called. He's in South Italy. They're very strict. When you leave, you need to have some kind of a permit paper by the police where you're going and when you're coming back. And speaking of the Italians, the Italian mayors. Have you seen the videos? They don't mess around, man. They don't mess around. Some Italian mayors went on to Facebook or to give a press conference. This is honest to God truth. And one mayor says, he's giving a press conference, he says, I just got word that some students want to have graduation parties. The mayor looks into the camera with a straight face and says, if I catch any of you doing this, I will send the police over with flamethrowers. The God honest truth. Another mayor said, and this guy was more like animated, talking with, what is the matter with you? You women, you have hairdressers come to your house. Where are you going to do your hair? What's the matter with you? Yeah, there was another mayor who got animated. He called the people cretini. It's not a pasta. Cretini means idiots.
Stugatz.
Colossal cretini, D-heads, a-hole. He just went on, and this is a mayor. But they're not messing around there. When they say stay home, stay home.
Yeah, make it make Stugatz, right, Joe?
Yeah.
There you go. But the flame, I don't know what's more scary about that. That the mayor said the word flamethrower, or that he said it with a straight face. He didn't budge. He was like the Godfather. Like his eyes were like, I'm going to do this. If you guys are going to disregard the law and your safety. Anyway, but yeah, my dad is fine. He's in the South Italy, where I guess it's not as bad as the North, where it first hit. His place is between the ocean and the mountains. He's been able to sneak out. I guess I shouldn't say it now, but he's been able to sneak out into the mountains where he has property to breathe. Of course, now I destroyed it for him. Yes, Italians do not mess around. It is bad.
He's down there by Calabrese, right?
Yeah.
Because that's I have family there.
Yeah, but he's okay. Of course, he was planning on fly here next month. He actually had sent me, finally, after a year and a half, I got his movie, his high-definition movie, the high-def copy of his film he's trying to sell. I got all the legal paperwork to promote it here, to show it here, and he was going to come to help me. Of course, this year's probably wiped out. We'll have to wait
get through it.
Yeah.
We'll get through it.
I told him, and he told me, just don't worry about the movie now. Just stay healthy. I said the same thing to him. And that's where we're at. But he's fine. Thank you for asking, Joe. I'm sorry.
Well, I heard a very sad story yesterday. Yeah. I'm almost hesitant to share it, but it's reality.
Sure, go ahead.
An Italian nurse, 34 years old, worked in critical care ICU, and wound up contracting it. And out of fear, I haven't heard if anything's changed or investigating, but out of fear of infecting anybody else, she took her own life yesterday.
Oh.
So that broke my heart to hear that.
I was hoping I wouldn't hear that. That's why I had offered, and my offer stands to any medical people, doctor, want to come on the show as a voice, say what you need to say. That's what this community is all about. So, so somebody
That's
said
a shame.
Yeah, it is. It is. Somebody.
It's heartbreaking. Like I said, I hesitated to share it, but the reality of it is I think there's too many things being shared around here that are misleading or not factual or whatever. Yeah. Something like that you don't make up, I mean,
I don't want to get too deep in this.
If I saw any more on it, and I did. So
I understand, and it's probably more common. We are a superpower. We should not be in this freaking situation. I get it. It hits, it spreads. But we're a superpower. And we are being brought to our knees by an invisible enemy. Are you kidding me?
Carmine, it's global.
I know that.
We're a small country if you think about it.
Well, 330 million people, yeah.
Yeah, but our continental USA is very small compared to, say, the Sahara Desert, the Amazon, the same size as us. Think about it. We're small.
I didn't want to sidetrack the show with this.
No. It's all good. It's all good.
It's understandable. It's understandable because there's a lot of people, especially the youngsters, are not taking heed to this.
Yeah. No.
And you got to take heed to this because this is our.
This potentially can affect all of us. It doesn't matter what operating system you use, right?
It already has.
Yeah.
It's our modern day apocalypse.
Yeah.
So
take
heed and do the right thing and So look what these people are doing. Yeah. Just take heed and just do the right thing.
Yeah.
I had a question. I asked my son-in-law to ask because he's in the media. He's a radio personality, and he used to co-host a show in the morning. So I asked him to ask his boss or the gentleman that's still host it. And I haven't really put it out there because you don't want to send wrong information. But I thought, okay, I know there's a huge difference between a ventilator and a respirator, and I know they've needed both. I myself use a CPAP at night. And I was wondering, if there's people who normally that would never have used a machine like that, who may be struggling with a respiratory or whatever, would a CPAP machine suffice? Because those can be run or monitored. Like mine is remote. It's monitored remotely. And if I need more pressure, it'll adjust the pressure. I don't even know. I mean, I just, I'll go to bed at night and put on. I was just wondering because those things are more affordable machines, and if they'll still help with maybe alleviating some of this for people who, again, maybe not be as critical, but need assistant breathing or whatever. Because I can't sleep without that anymore.
Mm.
You know, and it's amazing. I'll wake up in the morning and it'll seem like it's pumping some major air,
Mm-hmm.
but the truth of the matter is mine's still at a lower setting compared to some people. They'll push some pretty good air. You know,
But you got to clean that pretty often, don't you? I mean, the filtering and everything on it.
Well, yeah, but they also have machines. I just ordered them the machine for now. That's supposed to be able to clean it in like 5 minutes. You take the mask off for 5 minutes or whatever. It's done with UV as opposed to the ozone, because they said a lot of people are sensitive to the ozone and the complications. Now, it doesn't clean the whole machine. It might clean just the devices. They may have to just rinse the hose or whatever, but it's something that can be done pretty quickly if they need to. Or what they could do is, you know, again, if you had to quickly just swap out a hose and a mask on somebody and clean the one you have and just have like 2 sets where you could just rotate them.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, it's just a theory. It's one more thing to throw into the ring that maybe could help with this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There was some news last week. You know, we've been talking about Linux. Evidently, the world's fastest supercomputer, I guess, I'm assuming it's based on Linux. It seems like they all are. They fed this thing the information about the virus, and out of 8,000 potential drug combinations to help fight the virus, it narrowed it down to 77.
Yeah.
Not bad. So we'll see if that leads anywhere, you know, to a possible treatment and/or vaccine. But from what I understand, a vaccine is probably a year away. You know, maybe a treatment this year, and they're somewhat successful now here and there with treatments. But of course, you need multiple tests and multiple people, blood tests and so on, to make this happen. But yeah, the supercomputer, I think it's called Summit. That sure is a boring name for a computer. Summit, you know.
I saw a video on God, I can't think of his name now. About that for home. Oh, you guys know more about than I do.
The folding, they're talking.
Yeah,
about
for home, fold for home or something.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the guy that did the. He's with Destination Linux. I can't think of his name.
Talking about Michael Tunnell?
No, not Michael, not him. Another guy.
Oh,
Ryan?
Jason Evangeloho.
Oh, Jason?
Yes.
He did a thing on it, yeah.
And I was just kind of curious about that, how that works. You know, by using your GPU, your graphics card, to work with that. So I was kind of curious on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know more about it or not.
I thought I saw that somewhere in a blog or something. I'm not sure how that would work. I mean, I understand the supercomputer thing. It's just throwing all the information and then like it crunches all the numbers or all the drugs, whatever, and narrow it down to 77.
Let's see if I can find this guy.
But yeah, it's unusual times, to say the least. Let's go ahead and give this a 10-minute warning, then we'll wrap it up here for the live stream. I'll stick around after we're done streaming, guys, to finish it up. But again, if there's anybody else in the chat who's new, wants to say hello, has a question that we missed, I've been trying to catch up here in the chat if I missed a question or hello or something.
Yeah, Low Spec says home folding is outperforming the fastest supercomputers now.
His channel is Linux for Everyone. I can't think of the guy's name, though.
Okay.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah, Jason Evangeloho.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. You just said that. No.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I
Michael
apologize. I
quiet
missed saying
again.
hello to anybody in the chat too. I see. I'm going back to Sally Orange now. Carm, some of these guys know because I was Biddle, but I got a new grandson a week ago too. So
Aww.
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. The sad part is I feel like I might as well be 1,000 miles away because I can't go to see him.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I found
How
for
far away
brief
is he?
15 seconds one day at a very long distance, but at least I get to FaceTime him and stuff or FaceTime my daughter and see him and stuff. So
Well,
What
it's
location are they at there, Joe?
they're 5 minutes from me.
Oh,
But because of what's going on, I
it might
drive
as well,
groceries.
it might as well be a 10,000 mile. Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah. So.
You know,
God.
I have friends of mine trying to cheer me up, and they're sending me messages of girly pictures. I'm saying, guys, this is not helping me, so stop doing it. You know, girls in bikinis in Florida and stuff. I'm like, no, I mean, anyway, I don't want to go there, but okay, yeah.
sure you can.
Did you talk about food yet?
Have we talked about? I don't think we. I've been drinking Kroger's seltzer water. I guess that could be considered food. 0 calories. So if you're on a diet or want to go on a diet, this is not being sponsored by Kroger seltzer water. But I just thought I would throw it out there. Anna, I know you would like that, Anna Rena. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got 2 on the way. My son Nick and my son Jesse. They're expecting.
Nice. Cool.
In June, both of them.
Wow.
So, see what happens. See what happens.
I wanted to. Yeah, it's one of it's hard when you're I mean well, hopefully this will end soon. I wanted to give another shout out again to our friend Stephanie, our singer friend. She is stuck in Germany. She is unable to come home to family. To make matters worse, all her gigs, her jobs have been canceled for the next 2 months or more, and she's stuck over this. So for her, it's a double whammy. So if you haven't already, check out her songs, her channel. She's on Spotify because right now she's out of work. I'm going to toss her name here in the chat. StephanieForian.com, Foryan's her last name. She's done about a half a dozen free concerts here on the channel. And, she deserves our help also if you can. So again, just check out her music here. You can buy her songs, her CDs, or stream her music on Spotify, iTunes, or whatever else that you use. But she's stuck out there. So
she's still pumping out a few videos here too. I've been seeing them.
Well, she's been stuck at home, so she's gonna.
I know, but you know what? That's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, no, she's a one woman band, I should say, and she's very, very gifted, talented lady. So
I got to kick that one with the oatmeal.
Yeah. I cracked the joke. So that's how musicians sow their oats. Ha ha.
Yeah.
And, but I had her here last year for a visit, a few shows here in town, and she was fun to be with. I wanted to bring her back this year, but it doesn't look like it. So, but we'll see. So I wanted to toss that in too. So, Sleepy. Stephanie's one woman band vids. She just uploaded one. What's it called? Mr. Sandman. But she changed the words to reflect on what's going on. It's pretty slick. It's pretty cool. So, and that's where we're at. Okay. Yes, she is awesome, Simple Tech. Absolutely. Check out her channel if you haven't. Check it out and tell her we sent you, that I sent you. So, anyway. All right, let's give this a 5-minute warning, and then we'll wrap up the stream here.
That was good to be on with you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it. So it's good to
Tim,
see
thank you
Steve.
for the entertainment. We can always have Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Well, I don't know. There's always something with me when I come out with you. So.
You know what? When we can laugh at ourselves, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
My daughter's nose.
Last week was funny, right at the end. She blew her nose so loud, I thought it was a fart. I really thought it was somebody farting.
Yeah, that was her nose. That's what we do.
But
it was funny.
Did you see that, Joe?
Yeah.
It was funny. It was good, but that's real life. That's what this channel is. Real life.
That's
One of these days, I'll come on actually eating a real life cannoli. Hi guys, isn't this good?
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm gonna have that cheesecake and ice cream. I'm just gonna have the crap splatter over my face. Tim always makes the stream interesting. Yes, he does.
I try not to. Again, I'm just a general guy, general user. I'm not, high tech like everybody else.
Look,
I love Linux.
We were all newbies in the beginning, right? All of us.
I'm 100% Linux. Been on it since 2014 with the.
We were all newbies, yeah.
What was it? The 1404 Ubuntu Unity when I started. Okay. And
I started. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the 2004.
I am too.
I really am.
It's about a month away. I have to upgrade because I'm on 1910 and support for that ends June, July. So I'm going to have to upgrade.
I'm looking forward to it.
But yeah.
Again, like I said before, I love Antics and of course MX. Just the Antics 19.1. You can't get the timestamp right, no matter what you do. I don't care what you do. You can set it. It'll set and it reverts back to what it wants to revert back to.
So of all the distros, why did you pick something that's a little bit more, shall I say, obscure, like Antics?
When I found Antics, it had to do with probably the. What would that be? What would that be called? The desktop? was I didn't use the JWM. I liked Fluxbox, their version of Fluxbox.
Okay, I remember that. That's pretty fast. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so and that's what I use now. The 17.4.1, flawless, and I'm using on this old machine. I want to say it's the 5.2 dot whatever kernel on it. No problem.
Okay.
Anything with the 19.1, sure it works, but if I can't get the timestamp right, now that's on hardware. A VM, no problem. It works no problem. The timestamp will work no problem on a VM.
Ah. Okay.
It's on bare metal.
Okay.
It reverts back. What is it? 4 or 5 hours back. And
Of all the things to have issues with, yeah. Wow.
But see, if that happens, I can't update it.
Right. Right.
Have you reached out to Dolphin though?
I have. I set the UTC. I set all that stuff. I went to the terminal and NT. What is that? The NT. What is that? The National Time Protocol. The NTP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I shut it off, reset everything in the terminal, and it'll set. Then it reverts right back. That's not bare metal.
It's missing
Did you
something.
ask him? Did you ask Dolphin about that in one of the live shows or something too? Because
Yes.
I thought maybe he was asked and he was kind of I think kind of baffled at it too.
But he's using the flash drive. He uses it as an external flash drive.
Yeah.
He's using it as a live CD or as a live, thumb drive.
Yeah.
So he can plug it in and plug it out, whatever. I'm putting it on bare metal.
Yeah.
And this is on all the machines.
Wow.
All the machines.
Something's up. Something's up. Yeah.
And it's an awesome system.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've tested. It's pretty fast. Yeah.
And of course, AmEx. That's what I use. And AmEx, that version of 19.1, no problem. Everything's fine. So we'll see what happens. I'll get it figured out one way or another.
Somewhere around the world, some wizard is going to figure it out.
I've talked to Serge.
You have? Okay.
And but he's very too high tech for me. So, but check this out. But I've tried everything, and 17.4.1, no problem. No problem.
All right, so it's something missing. There's somebody in the chat called the Violinist, I believe is new. Welcome. If you play the violin, that's cool. If not, that's cool too, I guess. Welcome to the Violinist. He's a eternal Linux noob. Okay.
That's the way I feel.
Okay. He says he used Antics, but it won't do Skype. Okay. I use it sparingly, but I have Skype on both systems, Windows and Linux. On my Ubuntu, I don't have a problem with it. But how long have you been using Antics, or do you use Antics? Still. Everybody say hello to the Violinist, by the way, because I believe he's new, or she's new. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she. I guess it could be either or. Welcome.
The USB persistence, support. Yeah, that's fine. That's through the USB Live thing. So.
You do play the violin. Awesome. Nice. That's the first time
I love your show, by the way, Steve. It's just too early in the morning for me on Sundays.
That's no problem.
Okay.
One of the reasons why it's that time, because I have quiet time.
Yeah. Well, when he comes on, I'm usually waking up in bed with my phone catching him, so,
I try to say hello.
Yes. Sundays, I believe in St. Mattress, so I
appreciated.
sleep in, so, yeah.
So you guys are the best. I said that before. You guys are the best. You guys are my Linux friends and family, and, it's unbelievable what this has all become. And I know, Joe, you mentioned that before on Biddle, and it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, hello.
Did you make the announcement last week?
there's the nose blower.
Shut up, Dad.
Nose blow. Wait a minute.
That's
That sounds like you take cocaine, man. The blow in the nose. Okay.
That's my daughter.
Nice.
Gets her looks from her mother, does she? Or no? I'm just kidding. Just
Okay,
kidding.
Joseph.
I didn't see her long enough to tell.
Come on back here, Carly.
I'm just being funny.
Welcome, violinist. Everybody say hi to the violin. He actually plays the violin. That is really good.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
I wish I would have learned an instrument, but I...
Very proud of her.
My niece plays the violin. In fact, they were going to go to Spain
Ah.
in June for their class. It was going to be very expensive, and now they're probably not going.
Yeah.
and they might not get half their money back.
Oh, jeez.
Mhm.
That's
My
not
son's
right.
girlfriend's learning it now, and she
That's-
does it online to somebody across the country that teaches
Okay.
her, I guess. I don't know.
The violinist uses Solus Mate and Salient XFCE on a Chewy tablet. I didn't know Star Wars characters had a Chewy. Violinist, what are your 3 top best favorite pieces of software if you have a 3 top?
I see Gnostic there.
What's
What's
a Chewy tablet? I really don't know what that is.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not
Oh,
super familiar with
Okay.
It's good
I
to
don't-
see you all. It really is.
You too, Tim.
It's really good to see
Always
you all.
good to have you back. Yeah.
Yes, Tim.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a good conversation last week. Was it last week? I think it was.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, good. Yes, I know it's a tablet, but I'm not familiar with the name. It's a heck of a name, Chewy. But hey, we have Dead Beef music players, so why not have a Chewy tablet, right? Get it a Chewy tablet. Yeah, okay, all right. Sleepy says you have your daughter right now in their music lesson doing Zoom. Zoom is good.
Yeah, Zoom's really good.
Yep. Zoom would probably be on my top 10 list too for video. And I guess their stock has shot up over the last couple months or so because of what's been going on. So
Yeah, they were for the past year. Actually, they've been on a steady decline because of all the other web. But when they were one of the first to unlock their 40-minute limit for those, it was mostly at first in China, but that kind of drove like Microsoft and I forget who was the third one to do it too, and it just drove Zoom stack up, which is nice.
Yeah, it's challenging, and as horrible as this whole thing is, there are going to be some good things that come out of this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it has to
yeah,
be because of this, but there are going to be. I mean, I'll tell you, I drove down the street because we had a furnace go out on my duplex yesterday, and there were people walking their dogs, and there was a lady playing in the street baseball with her kid. You never see that anymore. I mean, we have people walk around here, but there's more of it. But the playing in the streets and stuff, that's how we grew up when we were kids. That's
Right.
how we amused
Yeah,
ourselves.
No, this is not normal for us. Of course, I guess the virus isn't normal, but no, it's Stephanie said it's what's the word she used? Dystopian. She says she was by her window and there was, I guess, a police officer in a car with the loudspeaker saying, "You are on lockdown. You cannot leave the house unless you have to," and it's unsettling. Here we're not on lockdown, total lockdown here in Ohio. I mean, there are some stores closed, but I can go for a walk if I have to. They just don't want us, crowds or whatever. But I can walk to the store,
Chicago
go to the
has gotten
store.
really,
Yeah.
they're busting everything up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Out in the suburbs, it's still. I can see there's a lot less traffic, but there's still quite a few people out.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything's pretty shut down over here.
It's going to be a while. Violinist uses dark table. Is that a video? No, that's not a video. What is dark
No,
table?
it's a
Photo editing.
Photo. Okay. V cutter. What is V cutter?
I think he might mean vid cutter.
Ah, okay.
If I'm right, that's the
Short snippets of video cut.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Flame shot. I don't know what flame shot is.
Screenshot tool with a lot of.
Okay.
Flame shot's a
Nothing
screen
to do with
capture.
Got it. Okay. And Skype. Okay. Well, I use Skype sometimes. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Skype would also be in my top 10 because it just works. I know it's Microsoft owned, blah blah blah, but it just works. So.
Now look at this.
Yeah.
This whole thing's 11 years old. This is an old
Awesome.
Logitech. I think it's a C260. It's an older one. It's not that 920 or whatever. It's an old one. And that's what I talked to you guys on.
Nice.
You
We have Galfano in Italy. The lockdown is total. Yeah. You can't even go out alone for a walk. It gets getting creepy. Yes, that's what my dad says. Yeah. No, they are taking it seriously. Well, they have to. total lockdown until they can hit that whatever that plateau curve of the virus where it drops from spreading. No, it's hard because I want to see my dad, but at least he's safe. So thank God, But
Yeah, that's most important.
yes,
And you're very far away from him, so I know it's very unsettling for you.
very
I
much
can
so.
tell.
But
Oh, I can imagine.
yeah, and he's sending me like funny videos and pictures too. On my phone. I'm like, okay, well, it's good to keep busy, But anyway, all right, let's give this a couple more minutes and we'll wrap it up. I wanted to thank everybody in the chat who was new that showed up. That's awesome. It's great to have you here. I guess we can call this lockdown live from now on or something.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. You saw more families walking, Anna Rita? Okay.
This I haven't even used it for testing anymore. This might have been my test laptop. I took the stickers off. I was thinking about getting rid of it. Then my grandson wanted something to do, so I put Pop OS on there. He put this really kind of cute background on it, and then I loaded up some of the games, and he's got TuxCart, and I put PBS Kids stuff on there. There's a painting program because it's got a touch screen, and he likes that. But he loves TuxCart. He loves
nice. I like it to just whack, 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 whack. Just.
Yeah. He helped me change a power supply today on my computer.
Oh wow, cool.
It's 5.5 years
Pop
old.
OS is not a bad operating system. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
We're starting them out young.
Yeah.
Hey.
Violinist says you hate Skype, but there's no real alternative with Linux. You could try Jitsi. Well, okay, maybe it's not quite as reliable as Skype from my test, but try Jitsi. See if that'll work for you instead of Skype. Hangouts is still available.
Really?
Not for YouTube, but Hangouts is still out there.
Yeah, it's still there.
Try Hangouts, is reliable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Skype does work for both Linux and Windows very well. But try Jitsi and Hangouts, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're only doing 4 people, Whereby is another decent one, too. It used to be appear.in.
Right. And Zoom works. It's free for, 40 minutes, Steve?
And I think they're unless I'm wrong, I thought they said they were waiving that right now for a period of time.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know if it's all over. I know it started with China, and then they were, but I think they're kind of relenting.
Right, right.
Italy, and I think it's kind of like rolling on.
Okay.
Of course, CJ pops in from LA at the last minute.
Bye. Hello to Anna Rita.
Okay, here we go.
Hello, Anna Rita.
Oh my God, CJ.
I know,
CJ.
Figures you're popping in, just as I'm ready to end this. I'll stick around a little bit longer. Luckily, I don't have to get up in the morning, CJ.
For being 2 hours earlier, I'm always the late guy.
Well, you're in the Pacific time, so I understand. Yeah.
That's not an excuse. You know the time frame. You're from the Midwest over here.
How many? I know. How you guys doing? How many of you guys are essential workers and non-essential workers? I haven't been able to watch the earlier part of the show. So
essential.
Steven. Yeah, Steven.
I mean,
so how's it going in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
It's just weird.
But look how sunny it is over there, that bastard. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. We love you. I've been there. It's nice. So, yeah, know.
So what's the topic I'm walking into?
Well, we were, the main topic was best software, our favorite software for Linux, OBS Studio, VLC Music Player, Video Player, Kdenlive Live, Chrome Web Browser. That's was the topic for this evening. We also gave shout-outs to all the medical workers here in the States and the world going through tough times, trying to keep us safe. So, but then that was just been shooting the breeze. I was just about to wrap it up.
Steve. That includes Steve, I believe.
What?
The medical workers, somewhat indirect.
Pharmacy.
Pharmacy.
Right.
Yeah. Pharmacy.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
right now, my pharmacist is really a heck of a great, yeah. I mean, it's like a one-on-one thing with the pharmacist. They're treating me so well through all of this because.
Yeah.
Well.
All right. Let me go ahead and wrap up the live stream. I wanted to thank everybody here in the live chat who popped in, all the new people. It's always great to have new people on. So, join me again.
I just want to say again to Anna Rita, sorry, honey, I didn't say hey to you. Just want to say hey to you. It's great to see you all the time with Steve on his broadcast. So
Yeah. So
be well and be safe. Be well
absolutely.
and
And we'll catch everybody here on YouTube sometime soon. Be safe, and we'll do another lockdown live. I don't know what else to call it. I call this Linux Safety, but it's more like a lockdown live. Although here in the States, yet not a total lockdown, thank goodness. But Charlie, let's put you on the show next time. I try to do these bi-weekly, usually, and then some random times that I'm on. But I'll be on again in a couple weeks, barring anything. So, but Charlie, it was good to have you here in the live chat anyway. So, all right, I'm going to end the stream now, and we'll catch everybody on YouTube next time. So be safe. Arrivederci.
Take
Good night,
care,
everyone.
everyone.
Take care.
Bye and bye.
Bye bye. Good to see you, partner.